I'd like to introduce Dr. Gloria Herndon from the United States. Thank you for joining me, Gloria.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Linda.
First of all, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, well, I am one of 9 living children, initially one of 14. I was the 9th child, born in St. Louis, Missouri. My grandfather on my mother's side was a slave, and he bought himself at a young age out of slavery, and he bought his land and had white sharecroppers working on it. On my father's side, my grandfather was a logger. He was one of the very large men, and when they cut those trees down, he was one of the ones who carried those trees, and he consequently died from dropsy, the enlarged heart, as a result of the hard work that he had done. He and my grandmother had 16 children, 4 of whom died in 1 week during the flu epidemic in the U.S. So we have a long, steep tradition in religion, and we have a long, steep tradition in education. Both my father and mother were educated at historically black colleges and universities and came to the northern part of the U.S., in fact, the Midwest, and started their families. Our family has always been steeped in a lot of religion and has been steeped in an understanding and recognition that education was important. So with that as a backdrop and the fact that we are a truly religious family and believe in giving into our community, and we believe in getting our education and studying and evaluating and investigating things that will work to help humanity, I have gotten involved with this beautiful love affair with LDN, low-dose Naltrexone. My relationship started with about 2011. And in fact, I believe it was 2010. And I started working with a company that was involved with LDN and with a group of incredible doctors, Dr. Haberman, Dr. Dalgleish, Gene Euclid, some tremendous scientists. And they showed me how things worked with LDN. And then I saw in the community working with seeing the different patients and people who had been helped with this drug and seeing the level that it had come in the U.S., as well as seeing the work that had been done in terms of the Mali study, and just became convinced and recognized that here is something that's going to be a true game changer. Working with some of the doctors, like Dr. Cyril Allen, I grew to recognize the fact that immunotherapy is not a new invention. They started a long time ago, but it was so expensive to maintain and sustain. They were using horse serum to create the drugs for immunotherapy, and it was unsustainable. And so then they went in to develop antibiotics, and then they found out that antibiotics had a lot of negative impacts on the patients. And now we're back into immunotherapy, but we're back with a true vengeance because we have a product called LDN that is inexpensive, has very few side effects, and provides a true immune adjunct. It really helps the immune system to fight off a lot of the negative impacts of some dread diseases, including Crohn's disease, HIV, cancer, MS, and so many others. So right now we are embarking on something that is truly, truly monumental. We have a 90-day bridging trial in Nigeria for HIV, where we have a group of 150 patients in a place called Subiero in Osun State in Nigeria, Osogbo. And we have 19 employees working for us, and they are monitoring to make sure that LDN can be used in the Nigerian patient community. To date, from what has been happening, we are doing exceedingly well. And after that is concluded at the end of this year, we're moving into Kenya as well as into South Africa. This is truly a game changer, and because this will take it into all of Africa. And so many people who are being impacted negatively with their compromised immune systems will be helped so tremendously. So these are some of the things that we're doing. We are educating people about the use of LDN. We're happy about the kinds of things that are happening, and we are just going to see about getting it all throughout Africa and the world.
While these trials are going on, Gloria, are the African people still able to use LDN?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Okay.
They're using our test group are using LDN right now. Mm-hmm. So, and then of course people who are getting their LDN through compounds are certainly using it.
Mm-hmm. And what about children that have HIV?
Now, yes, for the children, they certainly can use it too. Now, some of the applications for the children will be in terms of using an ointment that will be put on their backs, and sometimes the children will not take it as a pill or as a capsule. But yes, it helps also with children.
Mm-hmm. And it's difficult, but the children that have HIV, how long have they been using it? What have you found in the community with LDN on children?
Now we are not doing our trial is not a trial
yes.
for children.
Mm-hmm. But so I was just wondering, if you were treating children, if you have, what the results you have found.
I wouldn't want to
speculate. Trial. Okay.
Because I'm not a medical doctor. I'm an economist, but I would defer to one of our medical doctors who has really done that research to speak to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do you see the future being for LDN?
I'm going to tell you something. I think the future is for humanity. That we are. My sadness is it's taken so much time for it to get into the community, but now that it is, I think the future is so rosy. And I think so many people who have suffered with so many things like MS and HIV will have a higher quality of life, will have a longer life, and so many of their community, their family, will have an opportunity to have a longer and a more sustainable relationship with their family members.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wish you every success with your trials, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you for having me. And I know we're going to and thank you for all the great work that you've been doing with LDN.
Oh, thank you.